Hello, welcome to Math with Mr. Dobrescu to the rescue. Many students are struggling with adding and subtracting integers, so I decided to teach a lesson on adding and subtracting integers. And I came up with some phrases, some little songs to use when adding and subtracting integers, so you'll always remember how to add and how to subtract integers. Take a look at the first one. We have here opposite sign subtract. Take the sign of the larger number, then will be exact. Let's do it again. Opposite sign subtract. Take the sign of the larger number, then will be exact. And then the second one we have, when we have the same signs, we say same signs, add and keep. Okay, let's take a look at the example. Example 1. We have negative 13 plus 6. We have opposite signs. So let's do the song again. Opposite signs subtract. So let's subtract the number. 13 minus 6. So let's do that. We have 13 minus 6. Okay? To get from 6 to 13, we need 7. So the answer is 7. So let's continue the song. Opposite sign subtract. We subtract the numbers. Take the sign of the larger number. So the larger number is 13. So now we are going to take the sign of the larger number and put it in front of the 7. And then we will be exact. So the final answer is negative 7. Okay? Negative 13 plus 6. Final answer, negative 7. Okay? Not very hard at all. Another way of looking at this problem is by doing algebra tiles. So for example, we have negative 13. So we have negative 13. So 13 negatives. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And then we have positive 6. So let's put 6 positives under some of these negatives. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now we know that a positive and a negative becomes a 0, cancel each other out, right? So let's cancel those out. And we have left over with 7 negatives. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So negative 7, our final answer. Okay? Let's look at number 2. Now here we have negative 9 plus negative 6. So let's look at the second sentence here, the second phrase. Same signs, add and keep. Same signs, add. So we are going to add the numbers. 9 plus 6 becomes 15. But we are going to keep the signs. So since we have negative and the negative, keep the sign. So the final answer is negative 15. And again, if we like to use algebra tiles, let's draw that. We have 9 negatives. So we have 9 negatives. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So now we are going to add, we are going to put more negatives, add 6 more negatives. So we are adding 6 more negatives. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So let's add all these negatives together. Let me remove that negative there because I don't want you to get confused with this positive. So let's add all these negatives now. We have all these negatives to add. So let's add all these negatives. How many we get? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Negative 15. Okay? Not very hard. Okay? Different signs subtract. 13 minus 6 is 7. Keep the sign of the larger number. Then will be exact. Negative 7. Same signs, add the numbers and keep the sign. Negative 15. Okay? It's not very hard. If you remember those phrases, it's going to be easy for you to solve these challenging adding and subtracting integers. I know many of you guys are struggling with that. Many students all over the world are struggling with adding and subtracting integers. But if we remember these phrases, and if we also do algebra tiles, we're always going to remember how to add and subtract integers. Let's look at more examples here, because practice, perfect practice makes perfect, right? So let's continue with number 3. Negative 7 plus 11. Remember, different signs subtract. Let's subtract the numbers. 11 minus 7, right? From 7 to get to 11, we get 4, right? There are 4 units. And then keep the sign of the larger number. 11 is positive. Then we'll be exact. Positive 4, final answer. Number 4, 7 plus 6. That's easy. We are just adding positives. Everyone should know, right? Same signs. Add and keep. Positive, positive. Let's add the numbers and keep the sign. 7 plus 6, 13. Positive 13. That's easy one. The same with number 5. 4 plus 5. Just add the numbers. 9. Same signs. Add and keep. Now let's look at number 6. Negative 44 plus 10. Let's do the song again. Different signs subtract. Keep the sign of the larger number. Then we'll be exact. So different signs subtract. Let's subtract 44, take away 10. We get 34, right? And then we're going to keep the sign of the larger number, which is 44. And 44 is negative. And then we'll be exact. Final answer, negative 34. Number 7, we have negative 2 plus negative 45. Same signs, add and keep, right? So let's add. So we have 45 plus 2 becomes 47, right? But because the signs are negative, final answer, negative 47. And finally, number 8, we have negative 20 plus 10. So negative 20, right? Different signs, subtract. Let's subtract the numbers. 20 minus 10 is 10. And now we are going to keep the sign of the larger number, which is negative 20, negative. Then we'll be exact. So the final answer is negative 10. Okay, not hard, right? Very, very easy. Once you remember some easy patterns with adding and subtracting integers. Let's finally look at more examples here. Again, number 9, we have negative 24 plus 40. The same thing. Different signs subtract. Keep the sign of the larger number. Then we'll be exact. So we have 40, right? So we're going to subtract 40 minus 24. Different signs subtract. We're going to borrow from the 4. Make 4 a 3. Make 0 a 10. 10 minus 4 is 6. And then 3 minus 2 is 1. So now we are going to keep the sign of the larger number, which is 40, positive 40. That means final answer is positive 16. Final answer. Number 10, the same thing. Different signs subtract. Let's subtract the numbers. 36 take away 4. We get 32, right? And then we are going to keep the sign of the larger number, which is 36. And 36 is positive. So the final answer is positive 32. Number 11. There's a little trick with number 11, and I want you always to remember. We call this in math, anytime we have two negatives next to each other, just like here, negative and another negative next to each other, we call that boom, boom. Right? Let's do that. Boom, boom. Which means that both negatives turn into a positive. So now the problem becomes 3 plus 3. And we know that 3 plus 3 is 6. Final answer. Remember that. Two negatives next to each other become a positive. Number 12, we have negative 2 and negative 11. Same signs, add, and keep the sign. So we are going to keep the sign and add the numbers. 11 plus 2 becomes 13. Final answer, negative 13. Okay? Not hard. Same signs, add the number, and keep the sign. Let's look at number 13 here. First of all, anytime we see two negatives next to each other, we are going to do that first. That's going to be our first step. Let's do the boom, boom first. Boom, boom. And now let's rewrite the problem without the negative over here, because that becomes a positive. So we have negative 1 from the beginning, negative 1. And now that becomes a positive, plus 4. Now we are going to sing that little song again. Negative, different sign, subtract. So 4 minus 1 is 3. And then let's finish that song. Keep the sign of the larger number, which is 4, and 4 is positive, then will be exact. So final answer, positive 3. Okay, remember that, please. It's very easy, right? But remember to do the two negatives next to each other become a positive. The same with number 14. Two negatives next to each other. We do that first. Remember that. We do that first. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. And now we are going to rewrite the problem. So we have negative 1 plus 30. Okay, negative 1 plus 30. And then we do the little song again. Opposite sign, subtract. Let's subtract the numbers. 30, take up minus 1, becomes 29. Keep the sign of the larger number, which is 30 and positive, then will be exact, positive 29. Final answer. 3 more problems. Let's look at number 15 now. The same thing. Same signs, add. Let's add the numbers and keep the sign. So we are going to keep the sign. So it's going to be negative in our answer. So let's add 31 plus 41, right? Let's do it here. 31 plus 41. 1 plus 1 is 2. 4 plus 3 is 7. So final answer, negative 72. Next one. In this case, we have 3 integers. Okay? So remember, when we have 3 integers, we are going to follow some little rules we have. Remember that? Remember those rules we have? First of all, we have 2 negatives next to each other. So negative and the negative, we do boom, boom. Let's do the boom, boom first, right? They become positive. Now we are going to rewrite the problem again. So we have 3 plus 8 minus 9 equals. Now we are going to remember our order of operations, right? When we have a positive and a negative next to each other, right? Just by themselves, positive and negative, the rule is we are going to go from left to right. We are going to solve from left to right. So we are going to add first. 3 plus 8. 3 plus 8, we get what? 8 plus 3, it's 11. And then we are going to subtract the 9 from 11. So 11 minus 9 is 2. Right, positive 2. Final answer. Please remember that. First we took care of the negatives, right? 2 negatives next to each other became a positive. So we have 3 plus 8, which is 11. And then 11 minus 9 is positive 2. Okay? Remember that. Final problem, we have 11 plus 4 minus negative 7. And remember that little rule we came up with. Boom, boom. Let's do the boom, boom first. Boom, boom. Right? We took care of that. Now let's rewrite the problem. So we have 11 plus 4. And now we have plus 7. Right? So we are going to add a whole bunch of positive numbers there. Right? Again, from left to right. So 11 plus 4. We get 15. So we have 15 and then plus 7, right? So 15 plus 7, right? We have 22, right? From 15 to 20, we had 5. which is 20, and then we have to add 2 more. So the final answer is 22. So you saw how easy it was for us to add and subtract integers, different type of integers we worked with, a whole bunch of negatives and positives and the boom boom rule, and these songs we learned today, right? That is going to always help us get those integers and add and subtract integers with 100% accuracy. If we remember these songs, right? Opposite sign subtract, take the sign of the larger number, then will be exact. And then same signs, add and keep. Again, don't forget to give us a like, and please subscribe and share this video with all your friends and all your classmates, everyone, your family members. And this video I want to make it all over the world, because I want everyone to remember how to add and subtract integers without making a mistake. Again, please subscribe and like and watch this video several times so you always remember how to add and subtract integers. All the best.